Hey, welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, so roles could be reversed. Always interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel, I like to go deep within my readings, which means that I also like to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes within your experiences. We actually focus more on those parts of the reading. Also, you need to take that into consideration when you enter into winning a free reading with me. You have to realize that part of your reading obviously is going to be a shadow reading. You'll also, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always that underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Okay. If you forget the word of the video, you'll find it in the description box along with all other important information, important links. All right, let's just jump right on in tonight and see what's going on. Scorpio. Let's see what the underlining energy is. It is hopelessness. Hopelessness. Ugh, you know, like as soon as I tapped into this energy, I feel like you're connected to someone that's playing the victim. That's the poor me, poor me. Like I feel like no matter what they do, they feel like um it's always the wrong thing. I feel as if this person doesn't really see a way to fix things with you, doesn't really see a way out of their situation. I feel like they're trapped in some weird situation, and I feel like um this person could get out of their situation and they could fix things with you. It's that they have a very big ego, and that's why I'm like, oh, but they're in the energy of hopelessness. So don't expect to see that much energy from this person, is what I'm saying. When a person is hopeless, they don't see, they don't try. And it gives them almost like an excuse not to try. And the reason why I was like, ugh, is just, I just feel like this person is somebody that continues to like fuck up their life and then pull in other people to help people to have those people fix their life, and they never really do what they need to do to fix their own life. So this is a person that like is like, oh, I can't fix it, I can't fix it, but almost like I feel like they would expect you to come in and fix their life. They're not coming towards you. So it's almost like I feel like this person's energy in the beginning, like when you and this person stopped talking, they were arrogant. And now I feel like they're like they strategize. They're trying to strategize, like, because they know that so much time has gone by that they don't want to look like an asshole now. That's the energy there. And like I said, I feel like they're acting hopeless, but this person can can do something. They choose not to do anything because it's what makes them feel comfortable. And I also feel like they don't want to be vulnerable. And that's why I said I feel like there's this big ego. And I don't know why I'm channeling all this, but it's like normally from the word hopelessness, I usually would feel sorry. I'm not feeling sorry for this person. So I feel like you're connected to someone that's thinking about you and almost like surprised that you haven't come to like to their aid to fix the situation. There's a sense of them used to having people come and rescue them, fix it, almost like this person will never leave a relationship. They'll always have somebody come in to get them out of that relationship. So they're always the victim, but it's like they don't want to look at what they did in that connection, and as they don't want to really look and see how they're treating you And that's why again, it's easier for this person to stay in this energy. That's just the underlining energy to me. Again, yeah, somebody else like giving up too much of their power, like it's again constrained, like acting as if they can't. Now, I'm not saying that if they left their situation, there wouldn't be, financial hardships. I'm not saying there wouldn't be, but it's almost like I feel like this person can at least come and talk to you. They can at least, but I feel like they don't want to because they're embarrassed of their situation. So I feel like they had a plan, and that plan was to come to you. But I feel like there's people or at their situation that's preventing them from really coming towards you, meaning that there will be consequences if they leave wherever they're at. So I feel like they must be connected to some karmic, they must, or karmic people that really don't want this person to, have their own freedom. Because that's what that is. It's like constraint. Now, like I said, I'm not saying that the people that are surrounding them that they don't have, that built up a relationship with. I feel like they have built up a relationship with them, but we all have to cut the apron strings. We all have to set boundaries. We all are never gonna please our friends every single decision that we make. We're not all the same. Part of having your own identity is making your own choices and understand when we make our own choices all the time, especially when we're doing what's best for us, we're going to step on other people's toes. So I feel like you're dealing with someone that's very weak. They're very weak. I feel like they're a yes person and they just yes, yes, yes. And then they tend to do whatever the hell they want to do on the sneak. And I feel like the people that are surrounding them are like, you can no longer sneak around and do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like you're going to like either pay a debt, like this could be family that this person owes money. It could be again that they were in a connection with someone. It could be a karmic. It could be like a past uh relationship. It could be a friend. It could be anything that is it's almost like I don't even feel like it's just one person. I feel like it's a group of people. And the truth of the matter is, it's like self-righteous. It's like, and it's because this person acted like, I feel like, they had like a big, like if this person like owned a business with other people, it's like this person like had created the front, and the front like that they were like the big boss. So there's a sense of that they were very self-righteous for a very long time, meaning they did whatever the fuck they wanted to do, when they wanted to do it, how they wanted to do it. And I feel like everyone looked the other way for a very long time about what this person did, as long as they were bringing in the money, um as long as they were creating whatever stability for these other people. And so now that, this person wants to actually go off and have their own life, I feel like it's creating a lot of turbulence for your person because it's like, again, they're used to being able to like sustain this life by living a double life. And so rebellious, there's a need to be like they don't want to be part of this group. They don't want to follow the crowd. And so they're seen as, like I said, rebellious a lot of times. But I believe if you're not living your truth and you're staying connected to whether it's a karmic, whether you're staying with a family, whether you're saying whatever it is that's stagnating your growth from being your own person, it's like then this person does things to sabotage themselves. They drink too much, they smoke too much, they have superficial relationships, like with random people. Again, very rebellious type of energy to sustain the life that they were living. I just feel like they can't do it anymore. So never mind that now all of a sudden this person wants to break away from this clan. So again, they're acting like the victim. I feel like with you, I feel like they're in separation from you. Like, and when you were with this person, and the thing is, I don't believe that they've had contact with you. Now, powerless again, like when you were in a connection with them, it's again here we see powerless. Now this person feels hopelessness, and understand they tended to not treat this like an equal relationship. I feel like coming in and out of your life, and then when you would say something, you were seen as the bad guy, always twisting things around, turn everything like they would turn everything like against you, like you don't understand what they're going through, you should feel bad for them. It's again like all these things that you should compromise your happiness, that you should compromise your freedom, because that's what it is. If you're connected to somebody else that's too afraid to go off on their own, to set the appropriate boundaries, then understand there's a way that this person's going to deal with any relationship, not just you, is they're going to make the person that they're with compensate. And it's because they're not going to compensate because they haven't learned to set boundaries. And what I see here is it's like this person for a long time, instead of setting boundaries, learned to create another whole other persona. And that persona was really like kind of like a rebellious. And it was rebellious because it was led by its addictions, it was led by their feelings, it was led by their suppressed emotions, where the other real them, or the other part of them, I should say, goes off to work and lives amongst these people, whether it's their family, whether it's a karmic, it's again, it's people that are too connected to this person's entire life. Like if you are married, then you're married, then you go off to work and you should be around different people. I don't feel like that's this. I feel like this person works with the people that they live with. So it's a 24/7 type of thing where they feel powerless because they're the ones that are like running the entire like business or running the entire whatever the thing is. They're the one that's in charge of everybody. So the thing is, they're compromising their life. So they're going to breadcrumb you. And what are you going to say? You would again feel powerless because it's like they're going to twist everything around onto you, being like, well, you should understand, it's not my fault. And understand the people that are connected to this person know exactly that no one's going to put up with that. So they're gonna do it more. They're gonna throw obstacles in this person's way, in the fact that when it's time that they can actually have time with you, they're always gonna find excuses of what they have to do, because this person doesn't know how to set the appropriate boundaries, and they don't really want them with anybody. They want full control. They want ownership of this person's life. And so I feel like for a very long time, your person was accommodating everybody or trying to, but in it, the people that work with them, live with them, whatever those people are, they went along with it as long as financially, but they also know that whoever this person gets involved with is not going to put up with them, not going to want them in their life. not the way that they're living now anyway. It's again past lover. So it's almost like your trigger. It's like if this is a karmic, or again, even if it's not a lover, it's whoever it is, it's like you show that you care so much more for these people than you do for me. You're putting the loyalty of these people. Now, if it's a karmic or if it's family, again, it's the way that this person gives more to everybody else and is expecting you to just kind of like take the breadcrumbs because they can't like set appropriate boundaries. Really. So then we have to ask, why is it okay? And how does this person truly feel about you? What kind of relationship? Let's go a little bit deeper to see if they're going to break away from it, to see if they realize that what these people are doing. Because like I said, I feel like for a long time, your person like got satisfaction from giving until now. Okay, so let's see. I'm praying you'll come back after everything that's happened between us. I worry that you won't forgive me and allow me another chance, which is what the people that are connected to your person is really hoping. But I think that this person needs to get off their ass and do something. They're not doing anything. They're sitting there almost like, come and rescue me. You know what I mean? It's like, no. No, because then the karma comes down on you too. Because this person also is not gonna be strong enough to leave either if you make it easy for this person. Then they're gonna make every excuse in the world, and that's what you saw before. These people come first, that there is nothing here for me. And that's exactly like how those people have been manipulating your person. I know I need to release attachments with karmic people. Okay, listen, like I'm not shitting you. You see this? I'm creating a plan. Okay, okay, there it is. I feel like it's not just one person. I feel like it's a group of people. But if it's one person, they're planning, making a plan because what they're seeing is that you're not doing anything. And I think they're starting to wake up. They're starting to realize that these people don't really have their best interest. I feel like they took really bad advice for a long time. Almost like have you like come back to them? Have you like chased them? Like, I feel like they told the wrong people about you. That's what I think. And in that, it's like once they knew about you, that's when they, started to like try to control and manipulate your person's life. That's when your person started to realize, wait a minute, it was their fear and them really tying the noose. Right? Your person's like, I don't have any free time. And I don't really, where's my money? I feel like even like these people have messed with your person's money, like where they normally get a certain amount and now like maybe like not half their check, but a big chunk of their check is missing, where they're like, where's the rest of my money? It's again where like they're doing everything to like throw roadblocks in your person's way so that they can't leave. And really what's that happening is that your person's waking up because of it. And they're like, I have to leave because it's only going to get worse. And it is only going to get worse. If your person was to stay with these people that are manipulating and they caved in, well, the next time your person would want to like leave, they will come down even harder on them because they're like, well, I've already gotten away with it once. And there's a sense that the person knows that they're like, if I don't leave now, it's only going to get worse for me. There's that energy. The planets are activating us to heal. and bring us closer together, surrender to the changes. I don't know whether the planet's doing it, but they definitely feel like this is the situations are that are happening within their life are making them heal, whether they want to or not. And that they're hoping that you're still going to have feelings for them, because this person hasn't done anything. They sat there the whole time waiting, I believe, for you to come back to them, because they, number one, didn't really want to surrender their ego, but number two, I felt like they couldn't. It's like, well, I can't come to you, but you can come to me. But if you would go to them while they're in this situation, I feel like intuitively you knew. That's why you uh detach from this person. So the whole time they're acting like they're hopeless, like they can't do anything, but they can. There would be consequences, but there's going to be consequences either way. This person's like trying to avoid consequence. And what's happening is that they're seeing there isn't any way to avoid it. And it's like, no, because you lived that double life for so long. And that's really what it is. This person lived a double life for so long. So I feel like they brought disrespect. They kind of brought shame. If they were connected to a karmic, because they didn't really want to stay with that person, they're with that person because they're carrying a bunch of people, almost as if they all live together or own a business or do something like, again, collectively. And your person is just like, I want to be my own person. I don't want to do this anymore. And so it's creating a lot of anxiety for everybody, creating a lot of turbulence. It's every man for himself now. So if it was a business, that business is getting disassembled, like where no one's doing the work. No one's actually like making the business run, because everyone's too worried about not getting their cut. So it's almost like um it's creating a whirlwind in your person's life right now, which is another reason why they feel like frozen, like they don't really know what to do. I feel like they're seeing some of these people that they thought, you know, we're going to be in their life forever and that we're friends, really not give a shit about them at all, not care about them at all. And I think that that's extremely traumatizing for your person. And believe it or not, I do believe on some level they just try to please everyone. And but it was almost like a front, though. Like the front was that they were this big owner or this big in charge of whatever it is. And so they kind of like that. And that was okay for them. That's why they carried everybody for so long, because they got the title. It was the persona. And that's why, again, they were able to have a lot of these surface relationships, again, here for a good time, not a long time. So when they met you, they weren't really ready to have a relationship. And they never really thought that they were going to get out of this situation. Now, what they're seeing is the shit's hit the fan. It's like, I feel like, because the karmic's had enough. It's like, because no one really wants to stay in a relationship where they're not getting any love. And I feel like that's why, and I feel like the reason why everyone's in shambles is because, like I said, I feel like the karmic has lost their mind pretty much. They're like, I've done everything to manipulate you. I've done everything to, you know, to smack you back into becoming like subservient. And I don't really see that you are. And it's also like taking something from me. So it's like almost like I feel like the karmic throws them out, or the karmic like trashes their business or does whatever it is that ends whatever this collective thing is that they're all into, whether or not they all live in a house, a business. I feel like it's a family that lives together, that has a business together, that it's like, again, it's too much where your person's like, I don't want to be part of this. It's like that, like the decisions that I made when we first all got together, that might have been 20, 30 years ago, your person's not the same person anymore. So, you know, and the thing is, they want something deeper. They want something of their own, something, and really what this is they just feel like whatever they've been doing for a long time, like living that double life, they really haven't had intimate connection. They really haven't had that. Um, they've had surface connection, they've had sexual connections, but there's a sense of that you and this person, that you understand this person, that there's a lot of like you feel like home to them. So there, I don't know if they know that it would be like a soulmate or twin flame, but it's more like this person hasn't had a real relationship, a deep relationship. And there's a sense that they don't really feel the need that they have to carry everybody anymore. They don't want to. They want their own life. And if they're the ones that are, you know, pretty much it's their business, they're running the business. They don't need these other people's money anymore because they got to a place within, you know, the business that, you know, and that's really what I feel like. I feel like 20, 30 years ago, this person might have started a business and people, you know, bought into their business, and but it's them that runs it. It's them that does everything in it. And so they don't want to carry everybody. They want that deep connection. It's like this person is grown up. It's like they want to have a deep relationship. They don't want to have a surface relationship anymore. And that's kind of pissing off the karmic, I feel like. So karmic thought that they would just, it was always going to be like this. So, you know, even though I don't really feel like there's love, it's comfortable. It was comfortable where your person was not comfortable. You think I'm not listening to you, but I am. I hear everything that you say. So it's again like this person did listen to you, but I feel like, again, they didn't allow the relationship to get deep. So again, they wouldn't, communication wasn't really their strong point, I feel like. Um, you would have conversations and this person, like again, you when it was light and fun, it was, you know, you felt like home, but other times it was like they couldn't really respond to you the way that they wanted to respond. And I feel like it's because again, they never really thought that they were going to get out of that situation. They thought that they were going to, you know, that was the business. Just like you, I'm always doing some form of mission. My energy and wisdom supports those around me. So it's again, you're more in alignment with who this person is. I feel like this person grew up. It's like whatever they had before, how they lived before. It's like they grew out of those people. They grew out of whatever. And see, they had suppressed who they were for a really long time in order to support those people. And I just feel like with you, they never really thought that they were gonna, you know, like get out of that situation with the karmic. They never really thought that they were gonna break away from that business. So they had feelings, but it, and I feel like you were not going to have a one night stand. You weren't going to do those things. So this person just didn't give anything because they're like, I can't really give you anything unless it's going to be here for a good time, not a long time. And maybe once in a while we hook up. But you were never gonna do that. And they could feel the spiritual connection. They could feel the emotional connection, maybe not spiritual connection, but there was definitely an emotional connection. I feel like emotional connections are spiritual connections. So, but you fulfilled that void, that emotional void that this person just didn't wasn't really getting that aside from their job. And over time, you know, the one night stands weren't filling it, you know. So it's again, it was more deep. And so this, like I said, um, And also, I just feel like it was you were the catalyst to see that this person is saying, like, I've grown up. I don't really want to carry all these people. I want to do that. But unfortunately, when we change and we're connected to other people and it's codependent, and I feel like this situation was obviously codependent, where your person was not codependent with one person, but like kind of codependent with multiple people, where they were relying on them. And in return, emotionally, your person was getting from those people, which was okay. And then just physically, they would go out and have one night stands, like you said. And like you said, it was okay. I could see how they thought that it was okay, but they're in the community. They're doing things like to try and better themselves. They've created a business. You're not going to be the same person in 30 years that you were when you were, you know, just starting off. You're not going to be the same person, like even in 5 years, never mind 30 years. And I just feel like um the irony is that the karmic got tired because they weren't getting what they wanted. I feel like the constant annoyance that your person was not happy there, did not want to be with them, the constant day in, day in, day in, day out, reminder that, I'm just here for the ends to the means. And that's what was bothering the karmic, because I do think that the karmic was maybe not in love, but they were trying to like say like, well, we're going to be together for the rest of our lives, so obviously I'm going to make it as pleasant and as nice so we can have some good times. And your person was not interested. They were like, I'm miserable in the situation. And that, like, the karmic just flipped out, and so now that's what it is. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Because some of you are going to take this person in, and some of you people are not. Um, so we have to say oppression. Huh. This is what I feel like this person, what the people were doing to your person. But irony is like these are your inner child um wounds, because we have to say, why do we attract certain people into our lives? Why, like, obviously you pulled a person to you that's not strong, someone that, that cares about you and has feelings for you, but clearly wasn't able to show it. And so, you know, I feel like if you were brought up in a home like where this person is being suppressed, right? They're being held down. They're being oppressed. They're being held down against their will, really, because the people are just putting obstacles in. So even though you're not going through it, where someone's oppressing you, it's like because you're connected to this person emotionally, it's like it was actually happening also to you. But I feel like that has happened to you in your inner child wounds, that you were brought up by a parent that held you down. And that might have been by manipulating you, by, not allowing you to pursue your dreams, to go after your goals. Um, so you know what it felt like. So I feel like you know what that feels like. You know what this person feels like, but I also feel like they tried to, like, oppress you because of their situation. They have feelings, but they can't give you anything, but they're expecting you to, like, kind of, you know, be so concerned about their life instead of, it being a balanced relationship. A disassociation. So your own trauma is what I see is why you attracted this person, and guidance. we pull just one more vulnerability. So I feel like, again, not having guidance, but I feel like it's actually a gift that because you formed your own guidance, your own intuition is extremely strong. And what it is that you realize that this person was oppressed. It's not like they wanted to stay where they are. They just weren't strong enough, and they weren't strong enough due to their own trauma. And when a person goes through experiences that are emotional or psychologically traumatic, it's like in order for survival, they detach and they detach from themselves. And yes, they know what happened, but there's no feeling one way or the other. And a lot of times, what goes along with this energy is that the person's stuck in fight, flight, or freeze. They're stuck in survival. And so I feel like um, you were also held down and also have that trauma of watching, like of watching your own self or feeling as if you're watching your own self without actually feeling the experience. So again, detachment is that we detach from our physical body. We are no longer grounded. That's what that means. And disassociated means I don't have a feeling towards it. Yes, I know what happened, but it's like I watched somebody else go through it. So that's when severe trauma happens. And when we're oppressed, it's when we don't feel safe. So I feel as if this was a survival mechanism for your person, why this person is acting the way that they are. They're acting the way that they are because, again, of their own trauma. But why you attracted this is because it's also happened to you. So you know what it feels like. And I feel like one of your spiritual lessons is to learn forgiveness and again vulnerability. Vulnerability is allowing, when you were allowed to really be yourself, express your feelings and your emotions and have them validated is when we are in a strong and a secure environment that we form secure attachments. I feel like, again, you weren't allowed to do that. You weren't allowed to be vulnerable. This person wasn't allowed to be vulnerable. You both grew up in environments that held you down. You both have severe trauma. So it's the mirror of who and what comes into your life, right? That's a magnet to teach you about yourself. However, I do believe that you are much more intuitive. You are much more spiritual. So Spirit's saying, I want you to tap into your own wisdom, your own guidance. Again, because that's a gift that you have. And know that the spiritual lesson, again, for this person, because again, is vulnerability. Will you allow this person to be vulnerable? Are you going to be vulnerable? And because if you want this relationship to work, then you would have to be vulnerable. You'd have to let this person be vulnerable to feel safe. You can't judge them for the fact that they were weak and that they were kind of in a situation for a really long time being manipulated and, just too afraid to set boundaries. I mean, I feel like with you, like the way that they treated you, like you said, you should you should make them make it up to you, obviously, but I just feel like the spiritual lesson here is that you kind of went through the same exact thing in your childhood. So you can see how this person has gone through it, number one, in their childhood, and they went back right back into that same karmic theme again. And that's karmic cycle that if we don't learn the spiritual lesson where you know, people are dominating us. We're not setting appropriate boundaries. Well, the same scenarios happen every 10 years, 8 years, 7 years, whatever the cycle is, that spiritual lesson will replay itself. And that what this is happening is that your person is going through that cycle again. And it's not for you to like intervene with their karma. However, when they get out of that situation, because that's what's happening, they're breaking away from those people. But you know, it's not going to be like easy. They were avoiding that. They were avoiding the shit show, but what they're seeing is that it's not going to get better, that it's going to get worse. So that's why they're planning. I felt like they were planning, but I feel like the karmic actually beats them to the punch and is like, you know what? You don't want to be here. And I kind of feel like you're probably going to check out on me. So I'd rather do it to you first. And so peace out. And so, like I said, it's going to be up to you guys whether you take this person back or not. But I feel like it's almost like you went through the experience, watch this person go through an experience that you two like that you've gone through before and that you had to master. Return to the heart. So it's again like we ask spirit, like, what is the point like of this connection? And really what it is it's like that every single person and every situation that comes into your life is coming into your life to help you heal, to help you again return to the heart, is return to the higher self, see everything through the filter of unconditional love, through the lens of unconditional love, I should say. And so this person always had feelings. They just knew that they couldn't do anything as long as they were attached to those people. And I feel like they're really genuine now of their feelings, but let's see, some of you are going to take this person back, some of you guys aren't. But in this story, let's see what the person's going to do. I always feel like I should ask. And well, I feel like in this story, I do feel like it's I feel like you're gonna take them back. So don't shoot the wedding. I mean, don't shoot the messenger, but I see it being like, you know, maybe not getting married, but definitely like a like dating, being friends, okay, like friends, even like this person coming back into your life. I feel like you're going to give them that chance because you've been dominated before. It's just, I feel like you learned that spiritual lesson. So it's about being allowing this person to be vulnerable if you want to be with them. And again, it's a collective reading, so some of you people are not, but in this story the person does. And the reason why I say you have to let this person be vulnerable is because they don't trust people now. And so if already, you know, they're going to come to you very insecure. And so if you're not going to let this person feel safe and they already feel bad about themselves, I don't think that it'll work out. But if you're vulnerable and because you have empathy, because you've gone through it before, well, then it'll be easy for you. This was a very similar story we've been getting about people that are dominated by other people. Only this is the first time that we got that the spiritual lesson for you was to actually like experience it, but through somebody that you care about, and then actually having to heal that part of yourself where you have to again let this person be vulnerable where no one was ever vulnerable with you, and you have to forgive, being that this person didn't treat you well in the beginning, but again they were being dominated, and that may be one of the toughest lessons for you because people tend to you know, disregard your feelings. often. And so, spirits saying, I mean, it's all about, everything is all about returning to the heart, returning to a place of unconditional love. And so, which tells me that there's a strong spiritual connection here, because the universe wouldn't be using this person to help you learn the lesson of vulnerability and forgiveness. I'm going to leave that there. You let me know whether you resonate with this, Scorpio. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.